10 out of 10 a gig, 100%, man.
What is interesting about it, it was done during the celebration of Black Music Month in the US. And then you have Ray, an extraordinary drummer, of course, need I say more, who is the brainchild behind this event with Jonathan's Silk. Two different people from different background. Jonathan and Ray remind me of Steve Cropper and Otis Redding. Two different white brother and black brother, two different experiences, but are brought together because of the music. And Doc of the Bay comes out of the equation, you know. And Green Onion, etc.
Wow.
Which he did with the late Al Jackson Jr. and so forth.
Affinity Extra, be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Extra.
Yeah. People, this is your boy here, Roger Moore here on Affinity Extra, celebrating gospel music of black origin. This is how we do it still. Now we're on the Edge show. We're going to Edge special talking about, this is more like a reflection episode. We did an amazing episode like a few weeks back alongside Ray Prince in the studio. Today I've got my special guest, fresh from London. Of course, he's from down south. You know what I'm saying? Fresh from London, visiting Birmingham because we had a special event. We were at a gospel revisited project but they had the other day. They were celebrating the queens of gospel music, and it was amazing. And we want to do a reflection of it because we want to do reflections on classic pieces that celebrate black music, and 100% that's one there. So I'm used to seeing Kevin on a screen in front of me. He's physically next to me, so this is gonna be a great energy, man. Still anyway, yeah guys, absolutely amazing energy. I'm looking forward to this still anyway, but we'll be going into this anyway because I feel like this is real important for us to celebrate our local people, because we do talk about American artists a lot from a black music history perspective, but now we want to start we do document UK gospel, and we want to put that part. We want to start document, be part of that process, be part of what's going on there in the background, in terms of celebrating what's happening in the UK when it comes to gospel scene, and documenting it, because so there'll be some stuff that will be coming out very, very soon by the end of this year, God sparing life. That we involved in, myself, Kevin, and a few others, that we're going to be bringing out some projects which is going to absolutely it's messing up my mind, let alone anybody else's still, which really celebrates the history of black gospel music in the UK. You know what I'm saying? But we have to learn how to drive the narrative from what they're doing in the secular world, because in the black music secular world they're doing a good job, especially in America, about making sure people know what position black people part they play in music, and reclaiming back what's been stolen to us. Yeah, but so today we want to celebrate our sisters through the eyes of Ray Prince, through the production alongside Silky. But we want to talk about GRP. We'll be celebrating GRP, to be honest, and what they're doing. There's I'm doing the footage for it, and just hearing the comments about it afterwards. People loved it, absolutely loved it, bro. Absolutely loved it. But what I want to do is get an initial response out to Kevin. Kevin, what did you think about the gig? What was your take of it? Just in general, guys, what was the take of this event? Was this weekend? It was the 4th of June 2022 at Birmingham Town Hall. You was there, bro. You witnessed an expression of gospel which was not normal for us in the UK still. Yeah, so go for it, bro. What you
very
saying?
Extraordinary expression of music, artistically well performed, bringing in all the classical jazz and blues and R&B elements, and the spiritual part of gospel.
Okay,
and making it a very extraordinary mix. Well executed, very skillful and extraordinary musicians, of course, from the classical and jazz community as well. We won't forget that.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
Cool.
Those brothers and sisters on the horns, I would say they're about the same level as the London Symphony Orchestra, which I heard last week. the previous weekend.
Okay. Make sure you would get that all in.
Heard that.
Yes.
I heard that. What I heard the previous weekend, Sunday.
Make sure you hear this, people.
Yes. So that is vitally important, where you talk about looking at the performance of last week with the extraordinary Professor Andrew J. Thomas and what he did with the London Symphony Orchestra, and then going to this weekend and looking at music masters of Jonathan Silk and Ray Prince and their actual mastery interpretation of gospel from some of our classically and extraordinary, legendary black females of the 20th century. Yeah, brilliant interpretation. I thought it was well executed at an extraordinary, excellent level.
Brilliant.
The interpretation
Excellent.
was brilliant. I must say, this is the first time that I saw choral arts and all the musical elements coming together. It was with great intensity, splendid, yes, radiant. There was extraordinary brightness, incorporating all the musical elements. It was almost like a catalyst for something of the future, actually. This is an original sound, because this is the first time I've heard it in that way.
Wow.
And something is about to emerge in the Midlands that will set the industry on fire. Because and what was interesting about it as well is that black and white brothers and sisters coming together with one desire to do something of extraordinary excellent, musical excellence. They operate in they were in a comfortable space, sonically speaking. There was no debate. They knew what they had to do, what they had to execute, and they did it.
Yeah, man.
Did it very well.
Jeez. Yeah, no, very, very well. And I think that, as Kevin alluded, man, like, yo, here's another level. Something I want to re-emphasize, as Kevin says, Kevin's win too. And this is where sometimes we don't know what we have in our own cities and our towns. Kevin went to see an American conductor the week before come over to the UK. Conductor, I suppose, composer, conductor. I'm not too au fait with that element of it.
He's a professor of classical music.
Okay,
He's an eminent professor. He's an expert in choral.
Performances.
Yes.
So you got that. You got that.
And it's a black brother coming with a different rhythm and dynamics, and actually meeting the tacticians and well-trained, classically trained musician of the London Symphony Orchestra. Both of them coming together and
Crazy.
actually doing an amazing interpretation of musical classics and Negro spirituals.
So and I think that and when you're not seeing the drop off in quality from going between.
No, it went to another level. There was no drop off in quality. It went up.
Oh wow.
Several notches.
And guys, this is scary. And I think that why I want to emphasize, I want to hit this from the beginning. We are doing great pieces of work. Our people on the ground, and for me, whether it's arts councils, whether it's this and that, we need support for our creatives to be able to. They're doing this on the side. They're not doing this full time. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're gonna be celebrating, this because what we've done with the little that we have. To produce something that, you know what, if I'm going to see an amateur video production and I watch it on YouTube, I watch, for example, I watch Marvel. I watch a Marvel movie on that, and then I go and watch a superhero version of the movie on YouTube, amateur version. There is going to be some, that's skillful arts and whatever, yeah. But the 9 out of 10, if not 99, if not 999 out of 1,000, they can't go past the Marvel production, maybe in storyline, but not in quality of production. So when you're coming around and saying, you know what, if anything, it levels went up for this thing, yeah, still, yeah. My question is, where were your community? Were you there? Did you witness that? People were saying afterwards, you missed out. But it's gonna come to a YouTube channel near you. But you missed out.
YouTube channel is one thing.
Yeah, but to be there, to be there,
to watch all the. Okay, when we talk about the acoustics and masterful engineering of our brother on the desk.
Let's just shout his name, Theo Brown.
Theo Brown,
yeah,
caption, and how they entered into the musical temple of holiness. There was a creative shift, you see. And one of my friends, Deborah Henry, said, when you go into that musical space, which you know when you reach there, because everything shifts. It's no longer an ordinary performance. It becomes an extraordinary performance. Notice the difference. There's a lush. The music. There was a lushness. There was a cleanness. It's clinically well structured, and there was not one element missed. Matter of fact, Ray on the drums was operating at an extraordinary level.
Is it decent?
Yes. The constant movement and his rhythm and drive set the whole. And of course, the conductor himself, Brother Silk, was certainly in a groove. Well, actually, it's the first time I've seen a conductor actually conduct. Normally, according to the MD,
yeah.
He was saying normally they'll be standing still.
They're not moving.
But this brother was
grooving,
having,
man. Yeah.
He was giving a different groove.
Yeah.
But it's not the normal groove.
Yeah, man.
It's neither soul or actually, it's a mixture of everything.
A bit like an Ola and Draper.
It's almost like a Sinatra on the go. A Sinatra or Dean Martin.
Listen,
but had a different level that didn't distract from the musicality or the performance. It actually had flavor and texture and everything. It provokes certain rich elements: the texture, the rhythm, the harmony, the melody, creating an extraordinary move.
I think that's crazy cool, bro. Because I think but what I want to do, bro. Like I said, we telling you guys, we just describe many words of it, yeah. But the thing is, a reason why we want to review this event, because you got to realize what does it take to do an event in a town hall, in a town hall venue, and I think you have to realize that. And I praise God that Kevin was able to be able to there to sit down and watch the setup stage. And it's not like Kevin hasn't seen the setup stage, but we always go there for the 2 hour experience and don't realize that that people were there from 9 o'clock in the morning setting up the gear to make sure the sound is bang on. And even with half an hour ago, you saw me rushing around like I was like, hi Kev, goodbye Kev. I literally like boom, and I was there, as you know, hours before, and and it's just like, hold a second, I should not be rushing around like this, but you just went into a zone. And I think that's something that's really important, that what I learned from it, what my takeout from this event, from production wise. I know I could talk about my own events, but well done to Ray Prince, because you gotta have people that are competent in different positions. You got to, and even if, and he's worked within his community to deliver this, and you might see he's worked with his community, in terms of with backstage, with front stage, with the audio production, the video production, and it's all been relationships and journeys, but everybody is always evolving in the art, you know what I'm saying? And I have to big up Theo, you know what I'm saying, the sound guy, the desk that he had 5 years ago is not the desk that he has now, you know what I mean? You continue to evolve. The cameras that I had 5 years ago isn't the cameras that I have now, and it's a challenge to everybody out there in the creative world, and who we work with and who we walk with, you know what I'm saying, is a case of try and be excellent the best way you can, you know what I mean, in what you do. Yes, certain companies will have it over you, but you just be excellent equipment wise, knowledge wise. Continue, make sure you're on the cutting edge of technology and of knowledge. And I felt like at this gig everybody was at cutting edge. And you know what, you know, it's funny because I was listening to the staff beforehand, and I almost got and listen, I'll just say it straight. You know, sometimes where we staff and we're thinking, oh my gosh, it's a black event today. Oh no, I had a black staff member going, this is how it's gonna go down. They're gonna boss us around. They're gonna, you know, they almost came with that vibe, you know, bro. You know what I'm saying? And in my head, they're going, you don't know, do you, G? You know what I'm saying? We are big people here now doing this thing, so yeah, you're not even gonna see us around. You know what I'm saying? And but afterwards, they're scratching their head, going, what just happened? You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know what I'm saying, the vibe was great. But I want to kick off because we got to look at the structures, because the thing is, we had the classic. I've been to secular events and everybody leaves after the whistle go. You know what I'm saying? After the whistle, at the whistle end, everyone walks out like a cinema. Yeah. But this event, it's like you have to kick the people out, you know what I'm saying? And you had everyone, you know what I mean, getting together and talking, and there's the vibe, the spirit, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, this is what gospel does, man. It just makes it feel sweet, and you communicate, and you ain't seen people for years. He said, well, I'm brethren, yo, hello, yo. Man, it was a struggle to walk through without saying hello, you know. It's embarrassing because I was holding my camera going, I gotta work, man, you know, but it was amazingly cool. But what was before the what things did you note? Because it was amazing when you have it wasn't like no children's allowed in as such with the production, but it was G's were holding each spot. But what did now you're coming in now? Probably don't quite know everybody, yeah? What did you see when it came to the setup of the production for the day? What was you visualizing?
Well, there was a level of unity, of course.
Ooh.
And everybody was respecting everybody's space. That's which is unusual, really. There was no I'm more important than you. There was nothing like that. There was a level of humility and respectability.
Wow.
And understanding what they were about to execute. And remember, several of the people that's in the band have worked with big names, you know, like Ian Reid, what he's done in the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a serious basis right there.
Mm-hmm.
And considering that Ian has not been playing the bass very long, but the thing that we need to remember, a talented musician who is a multi-instrumentist, like when we look at the princes of the world and so on, they can evolve in another instrument and master it at the same level. Does it matter, really?
Well,
they have the discipline necessary to execute excellence.
Yeah.
So, and then you have Ray, an extraordinary drummer, of course, need I say more, who is the brainchild behind this event with Jonathan's Silk. Two different people from different background. Jonathan and Ray remind me of Steve Cropper and Otis Redding. Two different, white brother and black brother, two different experiences, but are brought together because of the music. And Doc of the Bay comes out of the equation, you know. And Green Onion, etc.
Wow.
Which he did with the late Al Jackson Jr. and so forth. What was the governing factor? The exploratory expression of the music at hand. They wanted to do a brilliant interpretation of the vocal masters of the 20th century gospel females, such as Alberta Walker, Mahalia Jackson, Shirley Caesar, Tremaine Hawkins, Danny Bell All, and Sandra Crouch. All these sisters are the creative pillars of gospel music at its finest moment. And they went into that musical temple and pull out and capture the elements that made these songs landmark recordings.
Yeah.
And I've actually entered the Grammy Hall of Fame. I've been inducted several of them. So, what can I say? So the rehearsal was fantastic. They sharpened up. The sound engineer did a brilliant capture of the sound and all the equalization balance, which in itself is quite a discipline, you know. I mean, to get it right.
Yeah. I think, you know what, still, bro, the sound engineer in our culture, in our musical culture, gets the bad press. It's almost the guy who's not important, is not important. People have to realize that this is the guy, and I think we don't have enough guys who are technical enough to respect, you know, at my gigs, you know. I make sure I got synergy. My boy Steve, who I love and who does my gigs. But you have your sound engineer, you know what I'm saying? You know, and even like Steve or Theo all day long. You know what I mean? I love it when I have both of them. You know what I'm saying? And they're there doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you know, and I've done events in the past, and Theo's got the gear and whatever, and he just comes in and does them at big shows, man. You know. But the thing is, like, you know, it's important, guys, and this is what I'm learning from this gig. This is what we hear and what we try to do, myself and Kevin. We reflect on, and obviously recent history, but we reflect on the fact that basically getting your sound engineer right is an important thing at your show. If you're gonna try and express the musical sound waves, is going to be real important, you know. And people might be thinking, why are you guys talking like this for? Because when you see this on YouTube, which will be a second-hand version, but anybody who's there tonight, you have to appreciate what's coming through the sound. Sound waves are very hard to control. Just in a venue, you got different sounds depending where you're sitting. So depending where you're sitting, you might not get the truest sound, you know. I would say sitting next to the desk, you get the best sound that way. But
I mean, live engineering is a different challenge because you're dealing live. You're trying to capture something live at the moment against all the other elements, the molecules, everything that is operating within that space at that time. Now, when you in a studio, there's a level of control. You can artificial, you know, the echo chamber, etc. You can capture, and you can actually absorb the distractive sounds. Or
correct.
Now, when you think about such great, the gentleman I was looking at, the engineer at this event at the town hall, it reminded me so much of the Bruce Swedien, Tom Down, all these legendary sound engineers of the past, you know, who are very key to the extraordinary success of the Quincy Jones and the Shy Lights and so forth, which we're going to talk about later with Curtis Mayfield, and the sound engineer he used, which was a former employee of RCA Records. That means this brother was top of his game, right? And engineers people need to forget that engineers are musical craftsmen and artists in their own right, because they got to capture the voice, the instrumentation. The mic position is vitally important on the drums and the horn section, the rhythm section. Yes. Everything has to be highly synchronized. Yeah, so it's vitally important. It's vitally important to get it right. So there's total musical clarity. There's a synergy.
And the thing is, even positioning on the stages, man. You know what I'm saying? Set the stage,
important.
man. And this is what I'm saying. If you wait, there's some guys there from 9 o'clock in the morning, but you know, packing up and what. There's some guys, you know, just take my hat off to them, and you know, and you got the early guys setting up the instruments and getting the sound, you know what I mean? You have to, people don't realize these guys are there from absolutely ages ago in the day. So, you know, we want to get to the just setup is amazing, guys, you know. But you know what's even before the setup, you have to go through, you have to select the right tunes them. You know, if it be selector, yes, my selector.
Yes.
And now, so we've been debating, you know, we was talking about, and I even talked to Ray about it, you know, we said, okay, if you can say female gospel greats, You say CC Winans. You say Clark Sisters. You say even touching a bit of Mary Mary. They've done the number. No, they've done numbers and stuff like that. So really excellent numbers. But it seems like Ray has gone to the people that without these ladies. That's the crucial, and that's the thing is, you know, because I come there ready to hear, you want my day, you know, some Clark Sisters, man, everybody knows it. Oh,
You brought the sun out.
Some Balm and Gilead. Everyone's expecting that sort of, you know what I mean, CC Winans, you know what I mean, and all them classes of Mary Mary, get so I can dance and praise, you know, expecting all that.
Yeah.
But the reality show is that basically now he didn't go there. He went to this foundation, and we went through these artists beforehand, and you've got in a show before, but we're gonna touch on this. And in today's show, you're gonna listen to, if you listen to the full show, I'm gonna be playing the set that Ray had. I'm gonna play it back to like literally back, so you can listen to the originals, but you don't know. You have to listen to the event to get their expression of it. Yeah, but just the importance of Shirley Caesar. You know what I mean? He started off the night with Shirley Caesar. You know, and it was like and it kind of started off with Feel the Spirit. And I said, I say yes, Lord, yes. Yo, bro, like, yo, so guys, like, we started off on that night, yes, or yeah, and you're hearing it, and then when I must admit, I have to go fast track to I say yes, Lord, yes, because I'm going, I say yes, Lord, yes. And that's Shirley Caesar. I couldn't believe that Shirley Caesar, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that is absolutely standard that you hear growing up in the church back in the day.
Yes. Long before, what do they call it from overseas? The music collection of song.
What's that?
Well, the people that a lot of churches use today,
Spotify and stuff.
Yeah, it's Spotify, but they been having a lot of challenge lately. Song, you know what I'm talking about, Hillsong. Yes,
Hillsong. Oh, okay, sorry.
That Shirley Caesar is going back long before Hillsong was conceived.
Yeah, cool. Well, of course.
This is the thing that we need to understand. People think that Hillsong and all of them is the trailblazers. No, they're not actually. We're talking about Albertina Walker. Mm-hmm. That is going back from the caravan days. That is before. Long before. Before. I mean, it was early from the. We're talking about sort of maybe the early days of Chicago soul, very way back.
Mm-hmm. And from what you're saying, Shirley Caesar was part of Albertina's Walker's, basically exactly. Part of the caravans.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So when you think about her musical rudiments, she's developed a true skillful craftsmanship and performance based on a performance on the gospel circuit of the day, going through south and north and so on, and actually locking parts with the late Sam Cooke and so forth, and the late Lou Rawls, and all that musical elements going to actually bring in her musical performance to a higher level as she entered in the space of a solo artist, soloist, after developing her craft on the road. So, Shirley Caesar is an example of the trailblazers, they call them, that influenced the new kids on the block.
And we have to again salute Shirley Caesar because because the thing is, everyone goes, oh, but this woman was people tried to entice her to go secular.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? They threw the money at her.
Yes,
and I think at one time, she gave a testimony that her mum was sick. And she needed the money, but she wouldn't go secular. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying if you go secular, you're going to hell. This is not how damnation to anybody who is gone secular. But you have to, you know. So we're not having to go at the guys who done that. But we're just celebrating the ones who stood up and said that, you know what, this is gospel. I'm gonna be doing it, and God will take care of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
it's easy saying it now, bruv. When you're in that moment, bro, when you got bills, medical bills licking you, and you got like tens of grand medical bills, and somebody offers you 1 gig for 150k, you know what I mean? That could wipe away them tears, you know. And
the thing at the time when she's been offered that, the gospel industry hadn't reached the level of gross earning what it is today.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, the average gross earning in America in particular is between around the 7 to 800 million mark, you know. I mean, there's quite some serious money here going through. And Shirley Cedar has been around probably about 20, maybe 30 years before
30 years, yeah.
before that actually transpired.
Okay, wow.
Okay. And when you listen to the music that they were doing at that time, it was quite extraordinary because you had they were bringing the jazz elements into the music. Yeah, they were bringing jazz elements and very hearty Negro spiritual stuff in there, but they were executed at very extraordinary level. The engineering, the sound engineering at the time was a spirit in itself, because when you listen to some of those music, it's almost as if they've gone into a different presence in a space. Because they were so anointed. These people were so anointed that it's like the Holy Spirit put any sound that was missing in the mix, the Holy Spirit put it in the mix. And when people try to capture it, they can't. No, we can't. Yeah, because they actually went to a different level.
So you know so obviously you're looking at GRP mixed version of it still, yeah.
Yes,
Because
course,
like I said, what was quite interesting was like a case of everyone could join in, but it's different. Yeah, that's the weird thing is when they said I say yes, Lord, yes. It's almost like a confusion. Oh yeah, this is not a normal song. You know what I mean?
No,
It's like, yo, I say yes, Lord, yes. I mean, it was like, in your spirit. Yo, everyone's just got, it's like, I'm getting into it, man, now anyway. So, yeah. So everyone's like going into this still now. And it's like, for me now, and obviously Barbara Thompson and Sarah Brooks did a fantastic job of the song.
Yes,
and I must admit, you know, growing up, I'll be honest with you guys, yeah. Me being part of this gospel revisited, it has to be great because I'm not a fan, and I always say, of gospel karaoke. But this is not gospel karaoke, yeah? This is not replicate. This is an expression, a fresh expression. It's just amazing. So for me to do this, I'm not into gospel karaoke. I am not into, let's play the same song again, repeat. I'm like, do you? And
well, what was interesting when I go back to the visitation last week of the London Symphony Orchestra with the conductor, a black conductor, what they did a revisit. It was a revisit and interpretation. There's everything to get a creative interpretation of a masterpiece of the past.
Okay.
Yes. We'll go to this. Let's get this
That's
straight.
True. Yeah, true.
Yes.
True. Okay, go.
It's like somebody trying to do Thriller. What are you going to do with Thriller? It's a masterpiece in its own right. Or it's like Prince, Purple Rain. What are you going to do with Purple Rain? What are you going to do? Are you going to play the same thing? Tune for tune? Or note for note? Or are you going to give it a new texture and spin, but respectively keeping the same elements in place and showing? So, and the thing about it, you need to remember what was actually transpired here is that the musicians who were doing the rendition, a lot of them probably weren't born then.
Majority of them weren't born then.
No, and
And I definitely didn't grow up with that music as well. You know what I mean? The majority of the band did not grow up listening to I Say Yeah. So the thing is, what's beautiful, bro, is that they can read. And what I love about this, the whole thing as well, the whole event, is like from a musical standpoint, there's obviously reading paper, sheet music. So you had to be disciplined because you couldn't go into what we have a habit when we sing I Say Yeah. So I said, oh, I know that song, and just play along to it. Yeah, there was no play along with this. You had to stick to certain parts, and which is crazy, you know what I'm saying, about it, and what was excellent. Now we're gonna keep moving because we're gonna run out of time very quickly. And then Danny Bell Hall, I have never heard of Danny Bell Hall until 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, and then Ray put this on my table and we discussed about Danny Bell Hall, not realizing that she's a proper trailblazer.
Yes, Danny Bell Hall, I've seen her live twice actually. When she came to England,
because the thing is, that's what Clive was saying. He's seen her. He's seen her live as well. I'm thinking,
yeah. She was extraordinary. Where
was I? You know me.
Well, she was extraordinary beauty, very humble woman. She always reminds me of Roberta Flack actually. That same poise and how she played the keyboard and piano. She was a master pianist. And I remember seeing her perform that song, and it had a lot of jazz riffs as well, because you had, of course, you had Joe Sample, some of the best West Coast brothers involved in that production. If I'm not mistaken, I think Andrew Crouch was involved in the production actually with some of his brothers. What an extraordinary! You see how beautiful she is. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, man. So guys, just checking as he's saying that. Yeah.
She's that's probably from one of those albums it came out from. She died premature. She was, she struggled with diabetes, but she is a true gospel trailblazer, considering that she was part of Andrew Crouch and the Disciples. What an experience! So she's one of the godmothers or princesses of contemporary gospel as we know it today. Come on now.
As we know it today.
As we know it today.
Because the thing is, the joke is, guys, if you listen to Andrew Crouch, and I'm going to play some, I'm going to try and find Live in London, because I've got Live in London, bro.
She's on it, bro.
She's on Live in London, 76.
I think she was, before she went solo. She was at the, just check. She might be live on it, because I'm positive that she was part of the group, she and Telford and so on, before they went solo.
That's absolutely because these. Oh, look at that, man! I got that album, bro. Live in London, 1976. The year that I was born, Andrew Cage came to the UK. So you know what my fan was.
I was 19 then. I was 19 plus.
Oh, shame.
The series on the credits is vitally important. The series on the credits.
Let's go into details into this. Oh, jeez, don't mash my throat. 1 second. But 100%. I'm gonna get this. See in the Disciples, Andrew Crouch, there were vinyl, discography. It doesn't give
there's the credits.
The credits. Vocals, Sandra Crouch, James Felix. She's not on this one.
She's probably not on that one. She's probably had gone solo, but she had worked with some of the early stuff. Yes.
Yeah, guys, check it out, man, because I think we need looking at the credits are quite important, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Very, very important. But listen, so definitely, again, you have to sort that. And obviously, we paid homage to Sandra Crouch as well, it was like, for me, it was like, she wasn't really a sister that got the benefits from her brother being a talent. She was a talent in herself. And maybe, if it was another brother, he might have had more opportunities, but she did a lot. But maybe in them days, women just still was behind the man.
Well, that's sort of debatable. She loved her brother. They were twins. She adored her brother. She was his alter ego in terms of creativity. She always looked after him and watched him and she made sure she was a protector to him to the very end. Sandra was what you call the behind the scene power broker. Of course, she was an extraordinary percussionist herself, you know, studio percussionist at Motown. So she was not your ordinary female artist. She was extraordinary. She understands sonic mastery. There was she knew what to do with the song if she was called to do it. Yes.
And the songs that they did in the night from her was I believe was it Oh Magnify the Lord?
I said, oh yes.
Oh yeah, because that's it. Magnify the Lord, and this and also He's worthy. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You know, He's worthy. Yeah, that's another.
Yeah, those words,
like that. Like guys, we just sing that like it's normal. You know, like it's just
there were standards. When she came out with them, the black church in particular, and some of the white churches, adapted as part of their worship. Because part of worship. When you hear, her brother was involved in it as well.
Listen, guys. Before there was Hillsong, there were the Crouches, and the Crouches ran the show, man. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget the Hawkins, bro. Sorry.
Why?
Hold on.
So we need to be grateful.
Yes.
Grateful.
Oh,
my goodness. Yo,
I mean, this is.
You know when he dropped that track on the day, yo. And the joke is, because I listened to Be Grateful the other day. I listened to the original and I listened to it, and it was like they got the part when he goes, it starts off be grateful, do, and then he goes, when it picks up, and go boom, boom, and you hear the hammer and go, and he pick up the groove, and the drumming,
it goes up
and down, bro.
Yes, it goes up a notch. Yes,
and then what I loved about Ray, how I say Ray, but GRP, you know, the band, they come together and do the Grateful is when it picked it up, man, and they picked it up and obviously they put their groove to it, and you know what I'm saying?
They're putting a funk. It was a funk and jazz fusion groove. Yes.
Yo, I was
and the horns were kicking and coming. Well, in actual fact, this on that day, I realized how Walter Hawkins and his brother Edwin Hawkins were genius.
Go
on. When I listened to it, I said, okay. Oh, Walter, you were at a different level, bro. You were musically in a space, a musical space that's truly yours. Because number one, people need to remember that is a West Coast gospel signature sound.
Wow.
It's not the East Coast.
It's West Coast all day.
West Coast. And they were playing with some of the best musicians at the time. And also, the sound engineer was a white brother, one of the best on the West Coast.
Yeah. And he got Grateful. And there's another, what's the other Hawkins song? The other Hawkins song they did on the night was, you got Tremaine Hawkins, and it featured a track called Let Me Have a Dream.
Dear.
It caused a problem with that one. It caused a problem.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was at my knees when I heard that. Because
he brought me out by Tremaine. And Tremaine Hawkins, but like you know, guys, you know, you have to have guts, and I have to salute these ladies. You gotta have guts, because these guys weren't just singers like Madonna. Let me be real. No, they weren't just just singing a song. You know what I mean? These girls would blow. These women would blow. You know what I mean? So to actually try to emulate them, you know what I mean? I have to take my hat off to all the ladies who on the night. And you know what was really crazy, bro?
Yes.
There's something, the emotion of the event. Listen, I was on the side of the stage as it was coming on and off. The women were together. You know what I'm saying? Who
Oh,
did
yes,
this?
they were-
There's back and you felt it through the
Fusion.
music, yeah. And it was backing each other because you know it's all a knifey thing, knife. But they were together, and you know, bro. And when I'm seeing people come off in tears, they not only sang the song, they put their soul and the heart into the song, man. They lived. They made sure that they understood the song. You know what I mean? And I love. Let's go back to Clive Palmer. You know, obviously he had a job to do, but I love the way he introduced historically the pieces.
Yes,
Sometimes if we do, that's important. If you do tribute, bro,
yes,
at least introduce the artist properly. You know what I mean? Introduce them, bring the context around them. You know what I mean? And the struggle that they had. You know what I mean? Your personal connection to them, and Clive smashed it on the night, bro.
Yes, it was a brilliant exploration of gospel classics.
Yeah.
A deep soul expression where he went in. It's like going into the past and actually capturing the essence of it and reminding people what made those songs musical standards, or what made them landmark recordings, and letting people understand what we're doing. We're entering into sonic element that was well executed by the originators, the composers of the time. The producers. They were the men and women who were the kingpins at that time.
Wow.
And we got to remember, many of these people have passed away in the last 10 years.
Wow.
Okay, we need to understand it. Many of them have passed away in the last 10 years.
Come on now.
If you think about some of the master musicians that came from the West Coast in particular, the Edwin Hawkins and Walter Hawkins' nephew, he's passed away, and he was part of the instrumentation, the actual structure of their sound.
Wow.
So Roy and Jonathan.
Ray and Jonathan,
Beg your pardon. Ray and Jonathan.
Yeah, man.
Jonathan gave a mastery interpretation of these extraordinary songs. I get emotional about it.
Bro, it was crazily emotional, bro. Like I said, man, you know, guys, this is the set, man. I'm gonna play the set on today's show. I'll be playing a set from the top to bottom. I know business, man. It's called we had Feel the Spirit. I Say Yes. Let Me Have a Dream. Look at me. I have been
the Tremaine Hawkins. You listen to it, and you hear the strings behind it. The strings. That is full orchestration. It's the best musicians of the day.
I'm joining you, and he said, "God will take care of you. God will take and you got soon. I will be done. You know what I'm saying?
God.
He's worthy. You know, and then you got. Yo, this is like, this, you can't touch this. Yes, God is real. You got a Holy One, Canaan land. You've
ordinary
got
people.
Ordinary people.
Jeez. He brought me out.
Listen.
Oh, magnify the Lord.
Amen.
Be grateful.
Dude, guys, be grateful, man. Like guys, if you listen to these songs, man, it did us absolutely powerful. We're gonna play them, but you know what was really great, what I found, was I remember when I walked in, and I saw Ray come off the drums, and when I heard a typical click, took, click, took, click, like basic production.
Yeah.
So I looked, I thought, who's got the MPC there? You know what I'm saying? Like electronic device.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, it was a percussionist. And I'm thinking, it's going to go in today. You know, when I heard the percussion sound like electronic, like, this is going to be on point. And then when you hear the brass, and when I hear the brass afterwards, guys, you will get to hear it. It just sounds like, you can't imitate it. And all you do on our keyboards, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? The brass it just comes out different, bro.
Well, okay. What was extraordinary with what was extraordinary with the music of the past, many of the tracks that the Hawkins did, they were done live in the studio. You had live musicians. You had the brass section, you had the string section. They all were there, right? So it is different. You can't. It's very few people can actually capture strings in that fashion. It's very difficult to do that. There's only one person I know can actually do strings, synthesizing strings at the same time and get something else, and that's Dexter Wanzel or the Philly sound. That's another discussion.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is that when I listen to the band, this is the first band I've listened to since I've been in the UK where they're doing gospel interpretation with actually a brass section, a pianist who is absolutely outstanding, to say the least, a rhythm guitarist that is absolutely masterful at what he does, and our dear friend Ian Reid, on bass, and the percussionist brother, the white percussionist brother, who has a background in Latin percussions, and he's another extraordinary. It comes from another extraordinary.
He's on it.
He's come from another extraordinary.
I know he can
journey.
hold down drums as well.
Yes. So we had on the night we had some people who have been playing at extraordinary levels already with many musical practitioners who are still alive, and some who are gone past, right? So this is what the result is. When you have people of extraordinary talent and gifting come together and decided that if we're going to do this, we're going to do it at the most brilliant, a level that is sonically excellent rather.
Yeah.
The musical of intelligence of these people is extraordinary.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and I think that we have to salute again the visionaries behind this, but also, like I said, the Gospel Revisited, we want to be bigging that name, Gospel Revisited. People know it, because I know Ray's not the guy to stick up his head and go, it's all Ray Prince Productions. He's just GRP. This is how we do it, and he's got an amazing team coming up, and I just love being part of this journey. That is going on, man. It's an absolute pleasure, and you'll be hearing backstage interviews that we did as Infinity Extra there, with clips of the gig. So we're looking forward to that, man. So that's gonna be absolutely crazy cool, and I think that they're 100%. I think that's gonna be something. The feedback that we got was really, really good. But for me, it was a gig that if you had to do 10 out of 10, it's just 10 out of 10 gig, bro. For me, it's 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
It was just extraordinary concert. And I would say 10 out of 10 as well, because the musical elements, this is the best I've heard in a horn section, the brass, the clarity and purity.
Yeah, man.
The rhythm section.
No, there's no accident to anything. And if there's any little things that you might go, well, he could have this, he could have did that, it was taken over because it started from 15 out of 10, and any negatives, it gone back to that. So it's 10 out of 10 anyway, guys. Whatever you bring, I can bring something else to you. So for me, 10 out of 10 event. You missed out. There's more to come from GRP. Make sure you support and get out and support these guys. You know what I mean? Because we do need the support. And I say we because we're all part of the same community, and we need in a creative environment to support us doing these projects and to reach others and spread the good news and transform lives on stage as well as off stage. Yeah, in the crowd audience as well. So we're looking at doing a great work with everybody here still, yeah. But this is myself, and Kevin, we're gonna sign out because we've been chatting here. I can't believe, bro, it's about 15 minutes, about this amazing event. But I will be playing If you listen to the full show, the whole set that Ray played to my best of my ability and my knowledge, if I could fit it all in, I would do my best to do that. And let's see if we can get it going on, man. But this is Roger here on Affinity Extra alongside Kevin Tomlin, key black music historian, who we're doing a massive series about looking back and reflecting on not only gospel music history in the UK, but gospel music worldwide, and also specifically black music history, just so we can understand our success stories. And if we understand how successful we have been, we need to start moving like we got something that some people want. They've wanted this from the 50s and 60s, and the proof is there in the pudding. The evidence is there, guys. So I'm not begging anymore. I'm demanding respect and stop you treating us like side chicks. But anyway, this is Roger here on Affinity Extra, celebrating gospel music of black origin, along my boy Kevin, and get ready for hearing more stuff from us, more blogs, more this and more that, and more conversations about great men and women in the black music field. Now, and please don't think we're too biased towards black people, but the reality show is black people don't have a platform, so we're platforming our people out there. Nothing but love. Anything to end on, bro, Kevin? Because I'm chatting.
Well, okay, it was one of a kind performance. And I've also, what is interesting about it, it was done during the celebration of Black Music Month in the US, which was officially launched by the President of the United States. Yes, so it came in quite nicely, so that our brothers in the US can see what we've done with musical classics from us, many legendary gospel sisters who some are still alive and some who have gone on. What a brilliant interpretation, one of a kind interpretation. I was honored to be there. It was great. Thank you very much.
Blessings, by blessing. Peace and love, people. God bless you all. Roger. 10 out of 10 a gig. 100%, man. Blessings.
Hey, this is your bishop from Rock Solid. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking and subscribing, and also sending these videos to other people as well. We are so hungry to get your support. So remember, check us out on our website, and also check us out on Insta, and wherever you want to find us on Spotify. You can play us all day as well. And just make sure that you are supporting this channel, that we are developing our agenda towards music of black origin, and that is gospel music with a message. So please walk with us on this journey. Bye now.